What is going on, guys? It's Amir Hussein back with another video. I'm going to be going over a bunch of stuff today. I actually just made 15x gains on an NFT. I'm going to show you guys everything I did. My wallet is public, so you guys can go check it out. I made the 15x gains. Also, I'm going to be going over some big purchases that I actually made, and I actually made some big moves because I do see something happening in the market, and that's really cool. So I want to explain everything about that. And then also, I want to go over some green flags and some red flags on like projects and strategies you should be using to find some good projects. And then I do have a few cool things about some tools I have in my new project. So if that all sounds cool to you, make sure you guys go like the video down below. It helps me out a lot. And make sure to go subscribe down below. Annihilate the shit out of the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. It is good for your health, scientifically proven. So let's just go ahead and get started. So really quick before I get into some projects, obviously I just want to show you guys a little bit of a market update so you guys can feel safe with what's going on. So obviously we do have some lower volume. In the past few days we did have a nice little dip in volume. And again, there's been a little bit less minting in those projects, a little bit less purchases on OpenSea of those projects that are the game derivative projects and all that stuff. And just overall, less people want to buy into certain projects. And there's been a lot of, FUD around the market right now about ETH, ETH crashing, and people are not really sure about what they want to do with their NFTs. So a lot of people are liquidating. A lot of people are trying to sell their NFTs. So when you think that just because Ethereum went down, usually NFTs go up when that happens. But right now, we're really not seeing that too much. I can't speak for every project, but that is what we're seeing right now. So if you guys think that the, ETH going down is going to boost the NFTs right now, that's not really what's happening right now. And there's a little bit of fear. So just be careful, guys. Don't have too much liquidity. Don't have too much money inside of these NFTs. Make sure you guys are taking precaution before investing into anything. And then also make sure you guys are staying constantly updated every single day with this market. It's very risky. So let's get into a purchase that I actually made for a cyberkong. That's what I actually purchased. I want to go over all of this really quick, and then I want to get into another project that I actually did make a pretty cool purchase of, and I want to explain that. So with cyberkongs, I actually made this purchase because I am making a bet. I am making a thesis that this is the bottom for cyberkongs. I'm just taking whatever experience and knowledge I have from this market, and I'm just trying to take the best guess possible to see where I can make the best investment possible long term. So obviously this is a long term investment, and obviously I got, again, I think it was the top 10 or top 5% cyberkong. I've got to check again, but here we see the floor is, obviously down a little bit from the all-time highs. We can see the activity here. And for you guys that are looking to make like a long-term purchase or a long-term play in NFTs, this is something I definitely recommend to people. Again, not financial advice, but if a friend were to ask me what to do, this is something I would buy in if they were to give me their money. So that is something that's awesome. And I haven't really got into the cyberkongs community too much. I got a deep dive. Again, I just made this purchase, I think, yesterday. So I really got to do a deep dive in the cyberkongs, and I did do a little bit of a glimpse throughout their chat, and it seems like they have some crazy alpha in there. I'm super excited to learn as much as I can from the cyberkong community. And so another project I want to get into that I really do see as like a long-term play is the Bears Deluxe project. Right now we see the floor price here is sitting really nice. It's increased a lot, and right now I bought in at about like 2.3 for a pretty rare one, but I'm not really worried about that because I'm in this thing for the long term. I spoke in the chat yesterday. I was in the voice chat last night with the Bears Deluxe squad, and oh my god, can I tell you, those guys are the coolest people out there. They accepted me right away. They're awesome people, and they have some really cool strategies. A lot of them are very smart, and all of them are from like pretty much every single demographic you could possibly imagine. So I'm super honored to be able to like speak in the Bears Deluxe chat. Super honored to be able to meet all of them. It was super cool, and I just can't wait to keep on being active in that Bears Deluxe chat. So they do have a bunch of alpha. They do have some really good strategies on what they're going to be doing for their long-term future, and their honey token has actually been doing really good. So, and I'm super bullish on this project, and if anything is long-term in my eyes, it's definitely Bears Deluxe, cyberkongs, and a couple other ones. But for now, those are the ones that I'm invested in. I put my money where my mouth is. I put my money there. So definitely something you guys should look into. Again, this is just me trying to show you guys what I think is good from the experience I've had in this space. Yeah, so overall, they have a really thin floor. They have not a lot of people listing because they're migrating over to this new collection. And we see over here on their new collection, we have such a similar thing happening here. Such a thin floor. Not a lot of people are listing because a lot of people are really believing in the long-term future for this project. So again, I'm in here for the long term. I can't wait to like pitch all my ideas in the chat and try to help out as much as possible. And I know everyone else in that community is definitely in there for the long term. So Obviously, extremely excited for that. So now I want to get into a project that I got into like a couple days ago, and it 15x my investment pretty much right away. So I want to show you guys this. Again, I know a lot of influencers make like these big titles like 15x and all this, but it actually happens. And to me, I've actually been replicating this a lot of times recently. And to me, it's actually been happening a lot of times recently. I've been making some pretty good trades. I've been minting some pretty good projects. And I told you guys that's where the money is right now. It's a flippers market. But for this certain project, it looks like a lot of people are looking to hold. And for this project, we have Ape Kids Club here. And obviously, we can see the items to owners count is amazing. That is something that we don't really see a lot in the NFT space anymore. We don't see projects that are 10K really boost in price like that. And I did make a call about this. I did make a call about Bears Deluxe, and obviously the floor has been going up tremendously. I've done my research. I've been in the Discord, so I can see a lot of what's happening. So that's why I make a lot of my plans. I structure them accordingly to like the research I do. So obviously I wouldn't be speaking about something if I wasn't, at least somewhat enthusiastic about it. But obviously, we can see here, floor price is almost 0.6 ETH, and I actually minted at 0.04 ETH. So they actually had a really cheap mint price, which I tell you guys, when a project has a cheap mint price, it's a pretty good sign. And obviously, there's no true way to tell if a project is completely 100% safe because things happen. And again, it's very messed up that things happen in the space. But again, I try my best to just give you guys what I think is the best. So here we can see 0.6 floor. I minted at 0.04 ETH. And we can see here the floor is pretty thin, guys. It goes up pretty quick. I think it's going to hit like a 0.7 floor or a 0.65 floor. And, pretty soon. Obviously, that's it. The selling pressure is not as great as the buying pressure. But we can just see here, the volume for the past couple days, it's impressively consistent. I just can't really believe that it's been this consistent. So we want to look out for that because when certain projects lose their volume, it is possible for the floor to start dropping because there's more selling pressure. So just be careful with that. And again, these projects I'm showing you guys, I'm not saying to get into them. I'm just saying you should look into them. So definitely go ahead and do that. And Ape Kids Club is a great example of a really good project. And you guys should definitely look into like what they do. And they do have a team that actually has a successful past in similar spaces as the NFT space. So obviously something I really like. And obviously they have a pretty big director behind their project, which has really been helping. So overall, the project is looking really solid here. And now let's get into Dark Echelon. Obviously, this project's already released. So now let's get into Dark Echelon. And we have some pretty cool tools and utility that we have not announced when we were launching the project because, again, we wanted to underpromise as much as possible. So we surprised you guys with a bunch of cool utility that is going to be releasing very soon. I have unleashed some sneak peeks in the chat on there, and obviously I don't want you guys seeing everything here because then that would ruin the whole point of it being a secret behind the community. So everything's looking really good with this project. The community is awesome. We have a bunch of people in the chat talking about working out and everything. So we're getting to know each other pretty well. It's a bunch of bros in there. So really cool stuff. I'm actually very happy that we are all chatting about that really cool stuff. We're getting to know each other on a personal level. So that is very important to me that I get to know the people that I'm working with. So now let's get into the INFT by Alethea AI. I actually spoke to the founder of this project. I actually got to meet him in person when I was in New York. And the guy is really chill, super humble guy. This is an actual company, so this is nothing to play with. But obviously, this project has a 0.4 ETH floor. I've gone over it before in my past videos, what this project does and like what it is. But it's basically like an algorithm NFT, like an AI NFT, which learns your intelligence and it's able to like replicate to be you eventually, to where your intelligence and soul is kind of like on an NFT. So that's like the fastest way I can sum it up and everything. I don't want to go too much into it, but this is something that's definitely made me and some of my friends who I told to buy this project some pretty nice gains. And obviously I'm happy about that. So we can see it has a 0.4 ETH floor. I've made some pretty nice gains. And I'm sure everyone else is pretty happy about this. This is pretty much just happened, I think, yesterday or the day before that. And we have a lot of people not wanting to sell because the project future here is insane. We can see here this huge spike in floor. It's just insane. We can see pretty much it's the biggest day in volume for almost a couple months. This is something we want to see, obviously. We can see the floor here is being scooped up pretty quick. So definitely something I'm excited about. You guys should definitely go check out all these projects. And right now, we do see a few projects that are moving pretty well right now. We do see a lot of people selling their CryptoPunks. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if that's a red flag, but definitely just be aware of that. You know, a lot of people are selling their CryptoPunks. And then we do have the Bored Apes. There's a lot of people talking about how the Bored Apes might flip the CryptoPunks. I can see it happening, but just not right now. But right now, it's, Bored Apes definitely have that momentum, and it's looking pretty good for them. So also a few other projects. We have the Crypto Bull Society. They've held up very well. I was pretty skeptical about that project at first just because I didn't really hear about it. And it was, I think it was promoted on Instagram. I'm not sure. Don't take my complete word for that. And I'm just overwhelmingly surprised on how good that they perform. So definitely kudos to them for that. But then also we see a little bit of stability on the mutant apes. So that is definitely nice to see. And then we see a fat pump on the desperate ape wives, almost a 3x since the last time I spoke about them, or since the last time I even looked at them, which was like 3 or 4 days ago. So really cool for them. But overall, guys, what I'm looking to buy into right now is definitely a Neo Tokyo. That's something I'm looking at. Also, I'm looking into some kaiju kingz. And then also, I'm going to be looking into like some Zen apes. I got to look into these projects, guys. Again, I'm not an expert on these. I haven't done a deep dive. But then, maybe I might even buy another Bears Deluxe just because I do see an insanely bright future for them. So, I'm just looking overall at like a couple really solid projects. I'm just kind of staying there. And I am going to be minting a couple of projects. I am going to be minting Divine Wolves right now. I'm going to be minting Savage Wolves. I'm going to be minting Llamaverse. I'm going to be minting even Cyber Doge and a few other ones, guys. But I'm just excited. We do see a lot of projects diluting the NFT space and, taking money from people's wallets to where they can't get into other projects. But, that's always going to happen when there's money in a space. And obviously that's pretty fucked up. But hey, it is what it is. We just got to do our best to educate ourselves and get into the quality projects. And if you guys are going to buy on secondary, I would not buy on secondary for flips right now. If you're going to buy on secondary, buy on a project that's solid. If I was going to buy on secondary right now, which I have been doing that, I would buy into solid projects and hold them for the long term, believe in what they have, and actually get to know what's going on with their community and roadmap. But overall, guys, everything is just looking, a little bit sideways right now. We're just kind of in the middle. So again, I'm telling you guys, be careful, stay vigilant, stay aware of this whole NFT space, and you guys will perform well if you just do a deep dive in research. Just really stay deep diving into research, guys. Know what you're doing. Build relationships with people. I've told you guys so many times, build relationships. If that requires you to get into an alpha group, if that requires you to get to know someone personally, that's very smart. And if that requires you to like just be in a Discord chat all day and chat with smart people. So just get to know what you're doing, guys. Building relationships has done me extremely well in this space, getting to know people, and also not rushing. If you guys are going to rush, you guys are going to mess up eventually. So don't go ahead and rush. Take your time. If a project's minting and if there's a lot of hype around it and you're just not sure what it is, don't mint it. Make sure you know what you're getting into. I've made the mistake so many times. I've even told people to get into projects that I've not done well. So just make sure you guys know what you're doing. I try my best to give you guys the best content possible. I try my best to give you guys the best projects possible. I'm not going to get 10 out of 10 every time. And you guys can even go check the track record for like my past 10 videos or my past 20 videos. Most of them are good projects, but then at the end of the day, you can't predict every single project right. So just do your best, guys. Do your research and make sure you know what you're doing before buying anything. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you smash the like button down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.